Hello everybody, this is gonna be a new type of video today that I'm putting up because there is something that want to talk about. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about is the tournament that the YouTuber nexrath just announced. Well, it was announced like 2 weeks ago, but the results just came out. And I can't be more disappointed than a fucking Scooby-Doo movie. Typically, tournament took like 2 weeks to end, and it had like the qualifying rounds and everything. But there was one thing that was weird about this tournament, and this is something that even the Japanese people wouldn't do. It was a kill-based tournament hosted by nexrath. As the tournament came in its qualifying rounds, my dear friend Dark, went to his qualifying rounds, and he was promised a 5v5 with a queue-based system that I've never seen in my entirety of stand-up career. They started it as a 3v3 because the players didn't come. Well, on the top of the thing, I don't think any tournament would start when it's a 3v3. When they say it was a 5v5. But anyways, it did start, and then something interesting happened. One of the players in CT disconnected, and it still started. Like, they still played the whole game. But the most interesting part is that they say it was a fair and a fun tournament, I guess, and when it was time to swap the rounds, the teams, and they went to T side, they suddenly changed the rule. Keep in mind that this is a 2v2 tournament. I mean, like, keep in mind that this is 2v3 right now, while it was promised to be a 5v5, and they still went on with it. At the change of the teams, they announced that the T side would only be able to go to one side. Yeah, that's right. To one side, and it's a 2v3. So the second round went on, and it was pretty fine till the second round. And then it was the day of the last round. It was a 2v2 kill-based tournament. It started as a 2v2. And something that bothers me very much is that after the finals were finished, the managers didn't seem to like that the team baited each other. nexrath posted an announcement in his Discord channel saying if baiting was a reasonable thing to do in a Q-based tournament, which it is, and some people dislike the idea of baiting in a Q-based tournament. Now, I don't know if his fans are unranked or a bit of a low rank, which can happen considering his own rank is very low and he's a content creator, not a competitive player. I understand, but him disqualifying first and second people just because of baiting and teaming up with your own partner, I mean, I don't think it's fair. So considering that his fan base is pretty low ranked player, I decided to ask some really competitive players in the Asia scene to think if this is bad. Now keep in mind that the people in nexrath's management do know how to play the game, and nexrath himself does know how to play the game, and he still decided to disqualify them because of baiting and being morally wrong to the standoff gods, I think. So without delaying it, let's listen to some people that actually know how to play the game and then are well known in the standoff 2 community has to say about it.
I personally think he should not be hosting any tournaments anymore. Words from Silent. Because you can't just host a tournament where the teams are queue based, bro. It's like you're telling them not to bait. When the point of it is baiting, I'm not gonna lie, the point of it is literally baiting. You're gonna hunt for kills. You're gonna stop dying. Did they change rule mid-game?
Yeah, they did.
That is retarded. How? What? How's that allowed?
I would say they not really that experienced in hosting tournaments. Like, if they knew more about the game, they would know that having a kill-based system is not really a good idea in the first place. It encourages a lot of things that, well, leads to situations like this. So for me, the baiting thing, if it's not collaborating with the enemy team to like get the prize, it's fine, because it just so happens that the optimal strategy for getting this prize involves a strategy that nobody really likes, which is baiting. This is seen a lot in games. It's called the meta, most effective, most effective tactic available. So we are just using the strategy to our advantage. So as long as it doesn't involve the other team, like match fixing, there's no reason you should be disqualified.
Regarding to your request, I personally didn't understand the purpose of hosting that tournament. Kill-based tournament could be described as a tournament for players to play only for kills. In this case, it is unreasonable for the host or staff to judge individuals for having unsupportive behavior in the team, which is what players mostly call as baiting. It is also distinctly hard for others to define whether that individual is baiting or is just playing normally, as there are not any clear regulations to point out which act is defined as baiting. As we all know, people define baiting based on their subjective thoughts, while baiters are everywhere, even in diffuse mode. I personally think the staff should not deprive the winners with such reason, as it would make the tournament unfair and unjust.
Yes, they did. They took a person who disqualified in round 2, right? And they brought that person into my team, which is still fine because he was at least listening to me. But then he had a problem with, I don't know, like why was he not, why did you tell him not to go ahead, or why did you tell him not to me kills? I mentioned it before, like I asked him to get kills to not throw, and like nonsense for him to get kills because he has already been disqualified. I think you know what I mean. So when I talked with nexrath, right, about why I got disqualified, he pinpointed that some people, the manager Batman, thought beating wasn't right, and I was like, how is that a problem? Because I really don't understand why beating is not a problem. So he was like, in a 2v2 allies match in the finals in a kill-based individual tournament, you aren't allowed to bait your own teammate because it is not fair on your own teammate, as everyone is playing for themselves, and beating your teammate will allow them not to get kills and the opponent to get more kills, which again makes no sense because even when you bait, you can still get a kill. And the point being, I think he had a problem with me saying that because I had mentioned on how to damage them and get so I can get some kills, and I would help them get fourth place, which I don't understand why is a problem.
After listening to these opinions of different people, I can say that it is nexrath and his management's fault for this tournament. I am not hating on nexrath nor his fan base on this. I'm just voicing out my opinion and what I think should be right. Now, to clear out the baiting that he's talked about, I'm going to show you two different footages from the final rounds, and consider yourself if this is baiting or this is just pushing. Supposedly this is baiting for nexrath. See for yourself. This is the final match that commenced in his tournament, and as you can see, this is the famous bait clip that he keeps talking about, and this is the chat that Zizo had. I'm gonna show you the chat that nexrath posted in his announcement, but basically here my team dies, and then I was camping inside. So this is the first round. We had no communication as we are supposed to not talk to anybody according to nexrath. But then, as you can see, I don't think Zizo is baiting anyone. Over here, he's literally taking the lead until he says to his teammate to go A, which in case they did, and it just so happens that I got one of them. This is the clip where I killed Zizo first, where I don't see any baiting commencing here, except his teammate baiting him instead. On that boost is the famous chat that he posted on his announcement, where I asked the guy to boost me inside. Apparently this is not allowed because I used my teammate to get a kill. I don't know what to say. And in this clip, I get baited, which nobody talks about. I don't know why. The other guy did not get disqualified instead as well. So this is literally me pushing in to get kills while my teammate is in A. So I don't know what kind of baiting he's talking about. This is the famous chat he also posted in his announcement. which I clearly said, die a bit so I can get kills, which it is true. We're winning 4-1 and we do want more kills. So I don't think that it is wrong to tell your teammate to die so we can get more kills. So this is one part that I think he mistook it as baiting. This is the part where he said, "There I died." You can clearly listen to his footstep and how Zizo killed him. I don't think that I baited because I was waiting in the site checking A long where there's no clear sign of baiting. Why baiting is not even in the rules, which is not baiting when he pushed on his own. You can see Zizo checking the side out so that his teammate can plant the bomb, which I think the management took it as baiting. As you can see, he did ping him to go inside, but he did not know there was somebody inside because he already checked it. While I wanted to go undercover in this tournament as Dark and play this tournament, I didn't expect to go it like this. I went undercover as Dark and wanted to make a content out of this tournament because it was a content creators tournament, which I thought would be pretty cool to make. Causing this much of a trouble, being this bad of a management, I had to make a video on this. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, and that's it.